Hey guys, welcome back to another episode with MTB Shed. Today we will be discussing a very important topic here in the Muc-off maintenance corner. We will discuss washing your bike. So this is something that almost every bike that comes into our service department, we end up talking with our customers about. A lot of people are actually they're doing one of two things: either not cleaning their bike enough or overdoing it. So at bare minimum, between rides, we need to be cleaning and lubing our drivetrain, and we need to be wiping down the stanchions on our fork, our dropper, and our seat post. So at bare minimum, let's do that. And the kind of other extreme and the other side of the problem we see, and what really causes probably more damage than the folks leaving their bikes dirty, is actually the people who are overwashing their bike. So definitely never use high pressure water on your bicycle. And we recommend, especially for our customers locally, not to really be using a hose either. And the reason being, when you're using a hose, you're adding a lot of water to that bike. And that water is going to get through all the cracks and crevices and into your frame and sit in your components and in your bearings. And a lot of bikes, especially if you're not performing regular maintenance and making sure there's grease on your axles, making sure your suspension pivots are lubed, making sure there's grease in your headset, doing all the little things to keep your bike from creaking. If you start introducing a hose to it every single week and then hanging your bike up to store all week, that's going to create a lot of rust. We see it all the time. I mean, a lot of times we'll crack a bottom bracket open and water will just pour out. Or we hang bikes that maybe traditionally aren't hung at home, and water just starts draining out of them. So we see it all the time, and it actually leads to us having to cut axles out and using some unorthodox processes to break things free and get your bike moving again. So we're going to go over the products you can use and kind of what we recommend our customers do, as far as keeping their bikes clean. Like I said, at bare minimum, let's between rides clean our drivetrain, make sure our drivetrain is staying clean, make sure our stanchions are staying clean. But we can kind of jump into some of the main Muc-off products that are here. So the bike wash is our most popular Muc-off product. You guys can see the giant refill center here. Muc-off does have a program. We have a giant jug of it. The Nanotech bike wash is actually the same as their motorcycle product, so you can use it on either. If you have one, use the other. But the bike wash here, you can fill up, you can refill your bottle for half off, so that is very nice. This is a product that's going to be safe on your disc brake rotors, so if you do get them sprayed on there, just make sure you're rinsing it back off. Now, when we start talking about rinsing bicycles, we need to be careful. Like I said, I recommend never using a hose. Here at the shop, we don't bust out a hose even for the dirtiest bikes. We actually will go through and with a spray bottle mix 50% alcohol and actually spray everything down. Alcohol works really good on the drivetrain as well, so you can do that. That's where we use it. If you don't want to do that, you can grab Muc-off's drivetrain cleaner. Something to keep in mind before we jump into the drivetrain cleaner, if you do have the concentrate of Muc-off, the 2 liters fine as a degreaser, or if you have the bag, which makes 4 liters, that's a really great degreaser. So if you don't dilute it, you can actually use this as a degreaser. So that's cool. Or Muc-off does have a drivetrain cleaning product. Again, this is the same formulation as the motorcycle stuff. It does come in an aerosol form. They say if this gets on your braking surfaces, it's not a huge deal, but I would still avoid doing that as much as possible. So get your drivetrain clean. Muc-off does sell brush kits. Brush kits are really handy to have. There's a host of different ones in here. A brush kit's going to allow you to get into the cracks and crevices. The gear ones are really nice. You got a big soft one, so that way you're not scratching up your paint and whatever else. So after you use your bike wash, then you can move on to the next product. Like I said, we use the Muc-off stuff here in shop. We then rinse it with isopropyl alcohol, diluted down with water. Don't use straight isopropyl alcohol on your bike. That will also cause damage that you don't want to come back from It is a degreaser, so you need to be careful with that around, again, any of those bearings placed like that. The nice thing about having the isopropyl is it helps dry, so you're not leaving a bunch of residue behind. You can use a product like Bike Protect. Bike Protect's pretty awesome. Bike Protect is what you would use after you use the waterless wash. After you use that spray bottle with water in it to rinse your bike off, you would then come through with Bike Protect, spray that in any of the areas water could sit. So spray your chain, your cassette, your suspension pivots, all those kind of things. That's a good idea. Then once you've done that, oh, here's the aerosol degreaser. Like I said, be careful with that. I use this on my motorcycle, but I wouldn't use it on my bike just because I worry about overspray. Again, biodegradable. Muc-off is good with that. Muc-off also has this product that's called Silicone Shine. Silicone Shine is what you would use. It's a good product just to have. You should be using this between every single ride to wipe down your stanchion. It's going to help everything function smoother, stay cleaner, repel dirt. Spray that on there. But that and the Silicone Shine and the Bike Protect in combination after you wash your bike is going to help displace all that water and keep everything clear. Now, if your bike's not in need of a full wash, and this is our most commonly used product, is the waterless. So waterless, again, I use it on the paint on my motorcycle. It looks beautiful. I wipe it down before I ride it every time. This can be used on your car, can be used on plastic, paint, metal. It is great. So get yourself some waterless wash. This is our most popular product. It's what we use most often in here. Every bike gets hit with this. It smells really good. So check that out, and this is what you need to be using between every ride. There's a couple reasons why we're doing this, and I don't spray this directly on the bike myself. It is recommended just kind of spray it on, let it sit for a second, and then it actually kind of micro encapsulates around the dirt, pulls it up off the paint surface, and then we always use microfiber towels whenever we're cleaning bikes, so use a microfiber towel. So once you've got everything there, then we can start jumping into different lubricants. Oh, this is another corrosion barrier. So, like I said, Muc-off's got a host of different products. This is the HCB1. Again, use those in places like your cassette, like your chain, maybe your bolt on your top stem, just anywhere where you're wanting to prevent rust. You can spray a little bit of this stuff as well, so that's going to repel anything from coming. All right, everybody's next favorite product is bicycle chain lube. So let's see here. Got a whole box of lubricants. So Muc-off does have a wide range of lubes. We recommend this to people. This and Holy Cow are our two favorites. The reason we like Muc-off, it can create really smooth shifting, which I think everybody can appreciate. We notice a difference. First thing we do before we work on a bike or adjust a drivetrain is we clean and lube the drivetrain. So make sure you're wiping down your pulley wheels. Make sure you're removing all that chain lube, you're applying it, and then you're removing all of it immediately. That's all important, or not immediately, but you're giving it in a second, then you're wiping it all back off, and then at least giving it a few hours to dry it afterwards. There is a really nice and really expensive lube called Ludicrous AF from Muc-off. It is very expensive, and it is a very friction-free lubrication. That being said, it's going to hold up a long time as well. For race conditions, you'll have your wet lube, your dry lube, and an all-arounder. These all seem to perform really well. And again, it's a little bit of a thicker lube, so it tends to stay in place well. When we use things like rock and roll, where we really have to douse the chain, which can get messy, and at home people don't always want that, whether you're working on your bike in your house or doing it in the garage. Leaving a big puddle of mess isn't always great. So Muc-off does a really good job just staying on the chain. And when we lube bike chains, we're just trying to lube the rollers between the links. So I'll actually just put one drop on every single link, boom, 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 and then wipe it all back off, wipe my pulley wheels down, wipe my chain ring down. We're not trying to lube the cassette or lube the chain ring or anything like that. We actually want to remove all of that and then give it time to dry so that we're not collecting more dirt and creating more problems for our drivetrain. So something to keep in mind when it comes to lube. We have videos on that, so you can check that out. And the other kind of thing from Muc-off is, well, chamois cream. That's fun. Or this month's giveaway, you guys can see, well, you know what, we'll skip that for a second. A lot of tubeless stuff from Muc-off. So tubeless bacon strips, again, you need to have these in your pack if you're running tubeless. Some sort of puncture repair kit, that's the whole advantage having tubeless. Favorite product here at the shop now, or newly favorite product, is the Muc-off tubeless tape. This is really easy stuff to work with. It coats well, it's strong. We definitely recommend using the Muc-off tubeless tape. And then Muc-off rim sticks. Let me run and grab one. So tire levers from Muc-off are great. Sorry guys. Tire levers from Muc-off are great here. They're really wide, they don't break. This is the only lever we use here in the shop. Pedros are very similar, so if you use Pedros, these are the same style. But yeah, no, really great job. They do a hook on there. They have a nice little band to hold them together. There you go, the Muc-off levers. But these are our favorite levers in the world. They work really great, whether you're installing cush core or anything like that. They're good and strong. So. Yeah, and then lastly, as you guys can see, we do a monthly giveaway. We draw on Facebook and Instagram live on the first of every month at 8 p.m. If you made an in-store purchase or online, you shop at mtbshed.com, you get entered to win, and then we draw names. You have to be in the live chat in order to win. So if we call your name and you don't say you're in the live chat, then we keep going. We do that 5 times, and then we go to the chat for the trivia question, and then we'll give it away to them. This week we are doing the, it's a touch point. So we've got an ergon saddle, we've got a set of pedals, we got grips, and then we're giving away a set of 510 shoes and a Muc-off care kit. So that Muc-off care kit's going to include the Muc-off shoe brush. So these are some newer products from Muc-off that just seem to recently come out, or I just noticed. So Muc-off's rounding out all my favorite things, all the things that I seem to care most about. Muc-off, it helps keep my mountain bike clean and looking sharp and good, helps keep my motorcycle and the interior of my car looking sharp and good. And then now I have a full range of bike shoe products from Muc-off to help keep my shoes clean. That is one shoe I do a terrible job of actually keeping fresh, is my mountain bike shoe. There's so many pores and you know, just different materials and stuff. It's really hard to keep the dust out of those. So if you get the Muc-off shoe cleaner, accompany that with the brush, then you'll be able to stay looking as fresh as your bike is. Again, do that, prevent unnecessary maintenance to your bicycle. But yeah, we've got tips on how to lube the chain. Maybe we'll go more into detail on an actual bike wash in one of this week's episodes. So please subscribe and follow us over on socials to be part of the giveaway. Oh, you don't have to buy anything. If you share the post on Facebook publicly or comment on the Instagram post that's pinned to the page, you can also get entry to win. So if you're not local, that's one way to do it. Thanks.